revelations all the time. As a matter of fact, this sermon was supposed to be about something completely different until I had a revelation that it was terrible. Tonight, though, I want to talk to you about a revelation that I had 20 years ago. When I was 13, I had the revelation that I wanted to become a vegetarian. I announced this intention at my bat mitzvah in front of my closest friends and family, including my aunt and uncle, who were real live vegetarians. They asked about this revelation. When did you decide? What brought this about? What kind of vegetables do you like? Vegetables? I had devised a whole plan around eating toast and pasta and potatoes. This threw a wrench into everything. So I was a vegetarian for about 45 minutes, the amount of time between the end of my bat mitzvah service and when the little cocktail weenies were served. That's when I had the revelation that those little cocktail weenies were the best thing in the entire world, and maybe being a vegetarian wasn't for me after all. It was in that moment that I had the revelation it's okay to change my mind, that there's no shame in it, that actually it's liberating to admit I was wrong, especially when it means I get to eat the teeniest, tastiest little hot dogs. But I'm from DC, and I'll say we're not the best at embracing revelation. As a matter of fact, having a revelation can be downright shameful in this town. Changing one's mind, even with a battery of new information, is seen as a sign of weakness. People, particularly politicians, who change their mind can't be trusted. They'll be labeled a flip-flopper, the scarlet letter in DC. So let me ask you a question. When was the last time someone changed your mind about something? Seriously, when was the last time you started a conversation with one position, had an open, honest debate, and at the end had a different position? Can you think of one? I couldn't. Not for a long time. I surrounded myself with people who agreed with me, but as I got older, this changed, and I got to experience and learn to love the discomfort of debate. These revelations are growth spurts, and with them come growing pains. Learning something new about yourself or changing your opinion of the world isn't easy, and it can feel embarrassing or shameful, but I assure you it's not. I speak from experience. I was a vegetarian once. Last year, I met my now ex-boyfriend. He's an outdoorsy fellow with outdoorsy hobbies, like camping and hiking. About 4 months into our relationship, he told me he had booked a trip to go hunting. Jewish boyfriend. It disgusted me. We talked about it as little as possible because I didn't want to fight. Then it came time for his trip. He left with a bag full of camo, ammunition, and a duck call. He came home with a bounty, his legal limit of ducks and geese. My stomach churned. I was a mess. But then we started to talk. Lisa, I know you're upset I went hunting, but you do know someone kills all the animals you eat, right? Shit. A revelation. He was right. Some stranger, makes animals into my meat. I was so embarrassed that at 32, I was just making that connection. But instead of cowering or fighting, I sat in the discomfort. And then I became a vegetarian again. I told myself, until I can reconcile the idea that someone has to kill the animals I eat, I probably shouldn't be eating animals. I didn't let the shame of my ignorance stop me from evolving. But believe it or not, this isn't a speech about being a vegetarian. I love meat. This speech is a challenge. The next time you're about to enter into a heated debate about something you're passionate about, political, ethical, musical, anything, be open to having a revelation. Be open to the possibility for change. Be open to evolving. It will be uncomfortable and perhaps embarrassing, but don't fear the possibility that you were wrong before. You were as right as you could be at the time. I know in DC that change is seen as a weakness, but I implore you, fight hard against succumbing to that. Find the exhilaration in being convinced, not just the rush of convincing. Find the fun in evolving, not the comfort in standing firm. And finally, here's an offer. Come find me during intermission and change my mind about something. I can't wait.